Hello YouTube, it is Saturday, April 28th. It's been, about 2 months since I made a video. Sorry I've been away for a while, but things happen and sometimes you got to get away from what you want to do. But anyway, we are back to work on this engine now. Should have had it together and running by now, but it is what it is. But see, first thing I want to go over is parts are in. Got my rings. And all my bearings are in. New Motorsport timing chain. Got a new oil pump under there. Gasket set. Went ahead and ordered the new lifters. I found them for $413, free shipping. Exact same thing as what I had. My old lifters, I just did not trust them. Not sure if I covered this in a past video or not. See, these are from another engine. Really, I need to either take them apart, see if I can rebuild them, or throw them away. They just don't feel right when I put a little pressure on that roller. And actually, these are out of my original crate engine. They still feel pretty good. I think I got all of them, but 2 of them torn up when I pulled a rod in half a long time ago. But this old engine, it's, like I said, I'm hoping I can squeeze 2 more seasons out of it. I got 2 of the cylinders home. I'm just doing a backyard rebuild on this thing. Not going to machine shop. I am using not chromoly, but they're plasma rings. I guess they're chromoly. We'll have to look. Probably don't even say. They're Total Seal piston rings. And I believe they are plasma rings. The top, at least the top one is. They're exactly the same thing that was in it before. Found my old part numbers and ordered them. And for that type of ring, you need a 320 grit. I had to order this hone right here. I do have the other type hone with the stones on it. Nobody locally had 320 grit stones. It was either 400 grit or 220 grit. I've already done 2 of them. As you can see, you can look close. There's still some grooves in these cylinders. But I don't want to hone them completely out because my cylinders would be probably a little too big. All I want to do is take the glaze off these cylinders so the new rings will seat, and it should be fine. And I guess that's what we're going to be doing in this video. And I also have some of my pistons cleaned up. This old engine had a lot of moisture in it. I don't know if it's because it sat so long, or I kind of suspect I had a head gasket that was leaking a little bit because my oil, even though my bearings and everything looked good, my oil did not look good. And I did find there's a little nick. I remember this little nick. I already filled it in with some epoxy. I used this stuff right here. Hopefully it's right here available. Yeah. Quick Steel. And in case you're wondering if that will work, will it hold up to heat? Well, this nick was in here. You can see right there where it's filled in, and I just sanded it down. But that was in there with no filler, and engine ran since 2007 with no troubles. But I did suspect maybe a leak there because that's where your ring seats. So criticize that if you want. Like I said, this is not a professional build. This is just trying to squeeze a couple more seasons out of this old engine, and it may surprise us. So we got that to do. Like I said, there's the pistons already cleaned up. I'll probably do a short video on how I clean them up. I just Scotch-Brite them off. There's an unclean one, an unpolished one. Looks like I didn't even do a professional polish job. I just, like I said, Scotch-Brite them up, clean them up, and if I can pick one up one-handed here, there we go. Much, much better. But yeah, we gotta do the rest of my cleanup. Check all my clearances. I got a plastic gauge. In case you don't know what a plastic gauge looks like, here's what it looks like when you in the package. I'll show you how that works. On the rod bearing, well, you can use those to check the main bearings. On the rod bearings, I'll have to use inside mics and my micrometers to check everything. Everything should be good. So I guess I'm going to hone a couple cylinders here on video. And not going to show me doing them all, but okay, you can use WD-40 for oil, but I ordered some of this stuff here along with it. just to try it out. All this is a little lubricant for your stones. Put a little bit on the stones there. And really, since I don't have a spray bottle or anything, probably should put it in a spray bottle. I just kind of put it on my hand and coat the cylinders with it. And don't want to get too crazy with it and hone it too long. Like I said, make it oversized. Try to do them all the same or equal amount of strokes in and out, just 10 times in and out. That way it's somewhat all even. Wipe all this off and show it to you real quick. And there it is. Not bad. Like I said, this is not a professional new build. This engine was professionally bored and honed a long time ago, but since I'm using all of my old stuff in it, except for rings and bearings, of course, this should be good enough, because I just want to keep what I got and freshen it up. And wanted to make sure nothing was coming apart, which didn't seem to. Like I said, this old engine isn't in the best of shape. We got scratches in the cylinders. I think that's from the ring groove, maybe, because, well, yeah, I see a little bit. That might be from just drag on the piston too. But hey, this engine's got a lot of passes on it, so say what you want about it. I'm going to try it out, and I'm going to see if I can get a few more seasons out of it. I got a feeling I will, as long as everything's put together right. Should be the same thing that I had, maybe a little better since it'll be fresher. So I'm going to go ahead and finish honing this, and I got to clean the block. Alright, several hours later, we got all the cylinders honed. Told you the story on that. We just knocked the glaze out of them. There's still some scratches in there, but as many passes on this motor, just going to have to live with it. I'm sure that the fresh rings and the scuffing that up with the honer will hopefully make it run a little better, or at least just as good. We just basically, the whole thing we're doing here is just freshening this up. We want to make sure anything or nothing was getting ready to come apart. But we got the block all cleaned up. If I had to do this all over again, I would have dropped this block off over a month ago when I tore it apart and just had it hot tanked. But I had to wire brush all the paint off of it, or as much as I could. Sprayed it down with lacquer thinner, and then I had a couple cans of brake cleaner. Really needed the brake cleaner too. Yeah, we got these oil galleys clean now. There's some sludge up in there, but the brake cleaner really did a good job of blasting it out of there, and blew it out really good with air lines, and it looks good and clean inside of there now. And I kind of polished up the lifter bores because, like I said, the block had a lot of moisture in it, either from setting or because that head gasket may have leaked a little bit. But I used this just to polish the lifter bores out. All it is a polishing bit, not really meant to remove any metal, but if there's any surface rust in there, that kind of shines that up. But looks like we got it cleaned up pretty good for a garage job. And I'm going to call this a video. And next video, I'm going to do a little piston cleaning and polish the crank. Depending on how long that takes to film, I might add a little bit more to it. But we got a lot of work to do. After we get everything cleaned up, we got to file fit our rings. And I'm going to do that without any expensive tools. I wish I'd have bought a ring filer, but I don't have one. But I've done it before with just a file. It's a lot more tedious and time consuming that way. But it can be done, and I've done it before, and engines have lasted a long time doing that. So, thanks for watching.